To make beef stroganoff, you need beef. You can use ground beef. Here you can use filet. Here I have sirloin that I sliced very thinly. You can see here, very thinly sliced. And I'm going to use that for the stroganoff. I also have some coarsely chopped onions, garlic. We're going to cook the onions and garlic first with some mushrooms. Take those out, and then we're going to let the beef cook. Here I'm cooking the onions and the garlic in a little bit of oil. I used avocado oil. I like to use a healthy oil. Pick a good oil, or olive oil is a good one too. Or even the flavorless coconut oil would work for this. So we're going to saute these. Here I have some cooked mushrooms. I had a lot of mushrooms that were going to go bad. So instead of letting them go bad, I'm trying to unwrap this, sorry. I cooked them down with just a little bit of salt and some butter. And now I can use them. I did this about 2 days ago, so I'm going to use these for my stroganoff instead of using frozen mushrooms, or even worse, canned mushrooms. So we're going to add these to the onions. Just like that. And let all these flavors come together. So in the same pot, I added some butter and some herb butter. I like using the Trader Joe's roasted garlic herb butter. I think it adds nice flavor. And here I took out the mushrooms, onions, and garlic, set those aside. I'm going to add the beef to this and then let that cook for a few minutes. So I added the beef. I'm going to add a little bit of salt to this. And then I'm going to add some broth. You can use whatever broth you like to use, beef or veggie. I'm going to use the Trader Joe's organic veggie broth. I'm going to let these brown for about 5 minutes first. And then I'm going to add the broth, a little bit of Worcestershire sauce. I could not find an organic one that did not have the caramel coloring. If you want, you can leave it out. I'm going to add it this time because it's such a small amount. And then we're going to let the beef cook for about 15 minutes to make sure it's tender. So I added the veggie broth. I'm going to add just a little bit of Worcestershire sauce. Give it some flavor. I'm going to cover this and let it cook for about 15 minutes or until the beef is tender. So I added the onions and mushrooms to the beef. I'm going to let this cook down for just a few minutes. I'm going to add a little bit of paprika and then some ground mustard seed to this. It adds really nice flavor. I'm going to add the mustard seed. I'm going to add just a little bit of paprika. Some recipes call for a lot. I'm not the biggest fan of paprika in this dish. I'm going to add a nice healthy amount of pepper because I really like pepper. Stroganoff. I'm just going to let this cook so that everything comes to the same temperature. And then we're going to add some milk, some sour cream, and then the noodles. And then we're going to let the noodles cook in this broth. I'm going to add some milk to this. Now, some recipes call for cooking the noodles ahead. Some call for cooking it in the sauce. I just added some heavy cream to this. And then we're going to add about 1.5 cups of sour cream. We're going to stir this in until the sour cream dissolves and everything comes to the same temperature. And then we're going to add the noodles and then let those cook according to the package directions, which I think is about 7 to 8 minutes. All right, so this has come to a simmer. I'm going to add these egg noodles. No, I could not find organic ones. If you can find organic ones, let me know where you found them at. I would love to know. So I'm going to add those in. I'm going to stir it up, cook them for about 7 to 8 minutes, covered, and then serve it up. Look how yummy that is. It is all done. I'm going to top it with some freshly chopped parsley, and it's ready to serve.